Well, good afternoon, everybody. George DeBobby here, along with Greg Judkins. We're going to probably have a little delay. We think, we're not sure. Um, but right now, it's a big game coming up. And it's a game between the Maryville men, the Fighting Scots, taking on the Hawks of Huntingdon College. The Hawks, coached by Caleb Kimbrough, came on last year. This year, his team is 9-14. They are 3-11 in the conference. Last game they played against Maryville, they lost 80-75. This is Coach Randy Lambert's 1,013th game as a coach here at Maryville. 697 wins. The Scots are 18-5. They are in first place here in the USA South Conference. They're still, they're not the outright champions yet, but for all practical purposes, they are. Some strange things have to happen for them not to be the outright champions. So it looks like we have a play-in game on Tuesday as well. And Tuesday will be at 7 o'clock, and that probably is against LaGrange, even though we play LaGrange here tomorrow at 3 o'clock. That's a 3 o'clock start time tomorrow for the men. The ladies are at Piedmont right now. The Lady Scots, they're at Piedmont right now, and they're getting ready to take on the Piedmont Lady Lions in the second round of the NCAA, the USA South Conference. The men's conference will start Tuesday, and Maryville will have a play-in game more than likely with LaGrange, and that will be the first round. So after today and tomorrow, the season will be over. At best, at worst, Maryville will be tied for first place and hosting the NCAA or the USA South tournament. Still waiting for the officials to come, and that's one of the things that's been a holdup. We're waiting to get word. Officials are delayed right now, and we're going to sit here and hold on a little bit. The Huntingdon Hawks are 9-14, as I said, on the season, coached by Caleb Kimbrough. Kimbrough, a long history in Division III, played at Guilford College, was a standout there. Guilford down around Charlotte, North Carolina. And the Scots, of course, coming into this game with high hopes of getting the outright championship. And the interesting thing is, and it rarely happens, but scheduling in the USA South is very, very difficult. And it turns out that LaGrange, coming here on Sunday, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, possibly will be in the first round of the playoffs of the USA South with Maryville on Tuesday. So 3 o'clock tomorrow is another men's game. It will be against LaGrange today. It's against the Huntingdon Hawks. Basketball, Maryville's basketball program basically has the regular season title, as I said, with a come-behind victory over Piedmont College on Wednesday down in Demers, Georgia. They beat Piedmont 75-72. The game basically was a tale of two halves, with the Scots not being able to find any type of shooting touch on the floor as the host Lions blistered the nets for 58 points, going 14 for 24. That included a 4 of 6 performance from the three-point line. Piedmont also controlled the boards. They out-rebounded the Scots 18-9 in that first half. Piedmont had as much as a 13-point advantage in the first half between Marquise Lanier's 9 points, 3 of which were 9 points on 3 of 6 for shooting, while Justin Vallejo and Taylor Mills each dropped 7 points each, and a combined 6 of 7 shooting. Key baskets for Maryville as they started to make their comeback to a 35-29 halftime deficit. DeQuan Summers and Amir Bowman also pulled off 6 points in the last couple of minutes. The Scots came back on Wednesday, tied the game at 41-41 in the first 4 minutes of the second half on a Colton Oaks jump shot from about 8 feet away. Piedmont built as much as a 7-point lead, but after that the Scots continued to chip away as the clock ran down. Amir Bowman with a layup at 4:25 gave the Scots their first lead of the game, 66-65. Dante Hoppa put Maryville up for good with a tray with 1:40 left to go in the game, with key rebounds by Amir Bowman and Colton Oaks, and a pair of free throws by Hoppa sealed the deal and the hard-fought victory for Maryville on the road. That puts Maryville at 18-5, kept their record at 13-1 in the USA South. And again, they were paced by Dante Hoppa. He had 21 points. The junior went 7 or 8 from the floor. That included 3 for 4 from the three-point arc. Amir Bowman put in 15 points and skied up and grabbed the team-high 5 rebounds. Maryville, since joining the USA South in 2013, in the 2013 season, Coach Randy Lambert's squad has captured the USA South regular season crown several times, 3 times. They won the title in 13 and 14, claiming their first ever back-to-back league championships in 16, 17, and now 17 and 18. In Coach Lambert's 38-year tenure, this is his 13th league title under his guidance, and we are still waiting for the officials today, and they've put up another half an hour up on the clock, so bear with us, and we'll be right back. Good afternoon, everybody. If you're waiting for the game to start, we are in about a 30-minute game delay. We have an issue that's beyond our control, so be about a 30-minute game delay, and should not be a problem once the 30 minutes are up. It could be longer, but right now they're saying it's about 30 minutes, and we'll be back. As we said, we're in about a 30-minute delay. We're going to have the Coulter Grove unicycle team come out to perform here, so that'll be good. We probably won't know anything for about another 20 minutes. They say they're about 30 minutes out, the officials, and then again, we apologize. It's a delay, and they can't help it either as they're stuck in traffic. So we'll get to you and give you some new information as we get it. Thank you. And we are in a 30-minute delay here, at least 30 minutes at this time. Officials are on their way. They are caught in traffic outside the area here. As they approach Knoxville, they'll let us know, but they're at least 30 minutes out, and we'll have a delay, and we have a act coming up. It'll be the Coulter Grove unicycle team, and the gentleman out on the court right now was a member of the Coulter Grove unicycle team, but he appears to be a juggler now. So watch and enjoy. Welcome, everybody. We're here at Maryville College. The game between the Maryville College men, the Fighting Scots, and the Huntingdon Hawks has been delayed due to some traffic issues for personnel that are supposed to be here. They're about, look at the game, probably starting between 45 minutes on the good side to an hour away. So 45 to an hour away. So we'll sit tight and do what we can. And in case you're interested, the ladies of Maryville down at Piedmont are ahead in the second quarter with 7:17 left to go, 20-10. And that is in the second round of the USA South Conference Championship. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. George DeBobby here along with my good friend Greg Judkins. And Greg, let me turn your microphone up. Greg, we've done between you and I many games for over many years.
We've been here before, yeah.
Been there, done that. But I only think once before I've ever had an official's delay because of the officials, and it was the same thing, traffic. And the officials are assigned to this game by the conference, and so we have no control over where they come from. And they usually get here about an hour early because we talk to them.
Yes, so they're usually on the court by then.
So they're having a tough time today.
It happens. I know I work a lot of baseball and even softball games, the few that I've done. That does happen there, where they'll be late, or there have even been times in baseball, which of course you can have rainouts and makeup games, and maybe the message didn't get communicated in baseball that, hey, we're making it up with a doubleheader today or something, and if the message didn't get across, then they're going to be late. And that's just how it happens.
I know we've done some baseball also where we've had one umpire.
Yes, we've done that.
Moved from behind the plate to behind the pitcher's mound to be able to call all the shots, so to speak. I know we've done basketball sometimes with two. It's very difficult with two, but the delay will be probably another 45 minutes before the game starts. And let's talk a little bit about this season, kind of a historic season in Randy Lambert's life, 38th season He's at 1,013 games. He passed his 1,000th game on the road. I believe it was up at North Carolina Wesleyan. They were on the
I
road.
believe you're right, yes.
And here comes one official, but we got to have them all.
And he's getting a round of applause, and he acknowledged the crowd. I like that.
They'll have the other officials are on the way. So he's got 697 victories. He's
Right.
3 away.
Right.
So if he wins out, it should be Tuesday in the first round of the USA South playoff.
And interestingly enough, it's more than likely, I'd say even a 90% chance that will be LaGrange,
Who we play tomorrow
who
at 3
we
o'clock.
also play tomorrow, and then we'll turn around and play them 2 days later. And that will be against, of course, their head coach is Kendall Wallace, who was an assistant here under Randy, and I think played under Randy. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, it's always entertaining when Kendall comes.
Definitely. Kendall is entertaining, that's for sure. Always was. And I mean, no, I'm not saying I want to beat Kendall or anything any worse than anyone else, but that's a historic game, and I'm sure Kendall will enjoy being here too.
Yeah, that's kind of fitting. His assistant's here, and he had a hand in some of those wins that got to the.
That's
700.
very true, and as a player and an assistant, and it'll be fun. It's the fun of basketball, and of course the playoffs start. It's a whole new season. All the wins that we have don't really mean much because you got to start all over, and you got to win. You either win or you're finished, probably.
Winner takes all, loser to them all.
Well, that's right.
As we like to say. And, it's Randy also played here. And
That's true.
Was one of the leading scorers
That's true.
in the top 10 here. And goes to Lenoir City and coaches a year of high school basketball. And as basically a young man, age 23 years old, he comes here and takes over a program that had been doing fairly okay, but
Not
turns
bad.
it into something that you can not only be proud of like the other programs, but it's a program that's feared. When you play Maryville, you better bring your best.
And everyone does. This is when teams can come here and win, they're very excited about it. And that's, to me, that's a good thing for us because that means it meant a lot for them to beat us.
Yeah,
So-
and Maryville's sitting on 21 consecutive home wins.
Okay,
They've got
okay.
several here this season. But the last one was, I believe, Piedmont beat them in the season before last here. And if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds right.
So and I think that attention to that particular fact, nobody beats you on your home court. All programs like to have that fear. How are we going to beat them? It's their home court, the crowd, and the crowd is bigger here. And we want to congratulate the crowd. By the way, there's over 11,000 people that have come to these games,
Right.
home games. So that's by far the biggest in the USA South Conference. So
That's
congratulations to the fans.
That's
But
great.
I want to thank Raul Placeres, the assistant coach who played here as well. He kind of instilled that back in. Nobody beats us on our turf.
That's right.
And it's Raul who kind of hammers that home a lot.
And if you saw Raul play, it's 100% of the time with him, and it always has been. And he's the same way as a coach. He instills that winning attitude, that attack, and beat your opponent to the goal, that kind of thing.
That is his moniker, attack. If you want to
Right,
give
right.
one word to Raul Placeres, it was attack. I was in the Atlanta airport one time, and I ran into a guy, and he came up to me and said, "You don't remember me, but I'm from Oglethorpe College, University, and you interviewed me." I said, "Yeah, I remember you." He goes, "Where's that Raul Placeres guy at?" Raul had a record-breaking day down there as far as assists, 16 assists. And I said, well, he's coaching I forget what he was doing at the time. And he said, we were scared to death of him.
I can believe it.
And that's what Raul is trying to bring back to this team. Randy is at a point in his career he knows all the X's and O's, and he's the good cop. And then you got
Right.
Raul, who becomes the bad cop. And not only do former opponents fear Raul, but his players fear him in a good way.
Right. Yes.
They,
Yes.
They want to please him. They want to make sure that he's not disappointed in them, and that's the fear, the disappointment. And I've talked to Raul about it a lot, and he really believes in the respect for the game itself, the respect for your players, your
Exactly.
coaches, and the respect for the other team. There's been many times on this court where there's been a lot of disrespect, like one team threw the ball and hit our scoreboard up after they beat us here.
No names mentioned, but
No.
yes.
And I saw the other day where Maryville had an easy dunk with like 4 seconds to go, and they just
Pull
stopped
back.
it. So
Yeah.
most teams do that. But
True,
that's
true.
what you get, respect. And respect in sports is something that you don't see sometimes.
In the intensity of the game, it's easy to let things get out of hand or get offended by something someone else did and want to retaliate. And you've got to balance that attack mentality with respect. And Raul, I think, does that. Randy does that too, with sportsmanship. I mean, I teach third grade, and I see kids on the playground when we're playing kickball or something that get that same bent out of shape kind of response. And it's easy to do. It's human nature, but you've got to teach that that's not the right response, and you'll be better off in the long run if you don't do that.
Yeah, anybody can respond with respect when they have to, but to
Yeah,
respond
yeah.
when it's the rubber meets the road and
Right.
respond respectfully is an issue. And that's the other thing about Division III basketball. Not that it's any different anywhere else, but that's an emphasis here because all these kids are not scholarship kids.
Right.
There's no
Right.
athletic scholarships here in Division III. By the way, we are in a delay due to the officials in traffic, and they apologize, and they'll be here shortly. Probably 30 to 45 minutes is what we suspect. I know one official is here,
Correct.
and we got a halftime score in down at Demarest where the ladies are taking on the Piedmont Lions in the second round of the NCAA. The ladies of Maryville are up 29 to 24, so that's good news with 20 minutes left to go. Halftime will start there in a second.
Definitely.
This season for you, you and I have sat here side by side just about every game. And this is an interesting team. There's not a senior on this team.
Correct.
Everybody will be back. And that and you've seen this team go from ho-hum at the beginning of the year to all of a sudden, these kids care about this game. They know that they want to win every game. They don't want to lose a game, even though the game may be, and I'll put this in quotes, meaningless. It's
Right.
not a meaningless game to these kids. They want to win. And not just because they're competitive, but, it's their home court, it's pride,
Well, yeah.
and they want to win.
It comes back to instilling that belief that, like you say, this is our home court, and we're destined to win here. You've got to think that, and so far they do.
And it's always been that way.
Well, yes, the thought was there, but the action didn't always follow the thought, and it's everybody, we all want to win, but it's how to win and knowing the fundamentals. Fundamentally, this team is much better in the little things, the jump stops, the good passes, the defensive alignment, a half step to the side because he's right-handed or something.
The lanes going down the court, and the half. When you say half-court defense, what I'm talking to is not midway. I'm talking if you divide the court in half from basket to basket, that's the type of defense you want to play.
Right.
And it's a little different than what most people think. And we've learned this game by watching it and talking to coaches. And I played up through high school. Well, I didn't play high school, up to high school basketball, but the ball was bigger than me. But not now, of course. But you learn it, and then you learn from the coaches, and then you pick up the nuances and the little things that you don't normally see as a fan unless you're really into it.
Well, George, I've been doing this for over 30 years, and I'm still learning the game, and I honestly think that's part of the fun for me. That's what brings me back. I want to learn something else about this.
And there's always new things that
and there are,
coaches
yeah,
bring back.
Things are changing, and or they're bringing stuff back from the old times. And I mean, the idea. I want to talk about the Pfeiffer win. We beat them at their own game. We didn't play our game. We played their game and won.
Yeah,
and I didn't know that was possible, but now I do.
Well, that's the other thing about this particular team here. This particular team is like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in a good way.
Right,
because
right,
they can morph into something that you don't think they can do.
Right.
They can run it up and down the court and get you so tired like they did with Pfeiffer.
Right.
Or they can sit and play the money game and wait for their shots. So that's the beauty of having some really good coaching.
Yes.
And Sean, our other assistant coach, he certainly he came from Johnson University, but he certainly has been a big factor.
He has, and
Sean Jones.
He's done a wonderful job here. I know that we have at John Sevier Elementary, where I teach, we have the men's basketball team come out and they read to the students one day every year, about the 1st of October, and the players go out on the court, and we get all the students in there, and they dunk and they do their layup drills and all the things, which just delights the elementary students to no end. And Sean and Randy are both there for that always, and they make sure we get a good show and that the reading is done.
And the reason Raul wouldn't be there is Raul has a full-time job.
Right.
He's the chief translator for Sevier County School, so he's got other duties other than this.
Correct. Yes.
Whereas Randy and Sean, this is their job.
Right.
So Sean is it's good to have him here, and I think he's made an impact.
I think so. I think so. We've got it going pretty good here right now,
Talk about a former Scot, a guy named Tony Iruli,
yeah.
who was the head football coach here for a while. He was a football player here, came out of Florida, Cardinal Mooney High School down in southeast Florida, has been named the new head coach, the third head coach at Limestone College down in Gaffney, South Carolina. So congratulations to him, a good friend and a good coach.
He's got his work cut out for him there. If I'm not mistaken, I need to check my stats before I speak probably, but if I'm not mistaken, Limestone's had it pretty rough for the last several years.
This is their third football year.
And I'm not sure they won.
Well, they did okay.
Okay.
If you pull up their conference, they're in the same conference with Carson Newman, Lenore Ryan, Wofford.
I may have them. Yeah, they just joined the SAC conference.
Right.
And they're actually replacing Brevard, I think, who moved into our conference. But I hope he does well there, and I know he will. He came here. I do believe the year before he started coaching here, we were winless, and he built us into a pretty competitive, pretty good team. And of course, then we joined the USA South Conference and did well. So I hope Tony does well down there. And, we can cheer for Limestone now on Saturdays, too.
Yes, we can. And I'm sure we'll be going to a couple of those games if we're not here.
Right.
Now, let's talk about your job and my job. Your job as officially, you're the public address announcer, okay?
Right.
I'm the webcast announcer.
Right.
And we cross our paths a little bit. I don't ever do your job. I don't want to do your job. But talk a little bit about that, and how'd you get into this?
Oh, man. My senior year in high school, there was this guy named Jimmy Campbell. I don't know if you remember him or if you've heard of him.
My business partner for 11 years.
Yeah. He was the gym teacher and the baseball coach, and I guess was beginning to become the athletic director at that time. Jimmy, I went to Jimmy and I said, look, I like to keep the scorebooks for the baseball games, and I'd like to be the team manager. And he said, okay, and so it was. And now that meant I had to carry equipment and type rosters because Jimmy didn't type and all those things.
You still didn't type.
I get halfway through the season, and we're hosting the Maryville Invitational Tournament, which for Jimmy was the big coup de grace of the season. And I'm setting up before the game, and Jimmy walks up there, and he says, here is the PA system and the microphone. And he says, you're going to announce this game. And he didn't ask me to announce the game. He didn't beg. And I looked at him and I said, no, I'm not announcing a ball game. I can't do that. He said, when the batter comes up, you announce the name. He didn't even listen to my objections. And that's how it started. That was in 1985. And I've been doing baseball at Maryville High. I think this is going to be my 33rd, 34th year coming up. Then a couple of years later, I started doing the basketball PA announcing, and then a few years later, football, and I started doing the freshman football. And then when Stanley Shields, who was the mayor of Maryville, the man that the stadium is named after, who was distant cousin of mine, and I've known Stanley ever since I could walk. When he decided to give up being the PA announcer for football, then I took over that for varsity.
He gave up when he couldn't get up the stairs. I mean, if he could have got up the stairs, literally, he would have continued on.
He did it until the bloody end, and I might do that too. I don't know.
Well, I remember when you came here, we had a discussion about PA people, and I said, I was talking to the athletic director at the time, well, there's nobody else to do it, but Judd, there's nobody else. You don't want to bring anybody else. He's a Maryville guy, and there's a little sentiment to having a Maryville person do this. And I know because I've been here 30 years, and for a long time I was not a Maryville person.
Well,
it took a while.
That's true.
It took a lot of press box dinners.
it did, and I still show that around my waist, but. Jimmy Campbell, I think, was a fatherly type person who took people in, certainly took me in, and made me one of his proteges. I mean, I graduated high school in '85, and there was no doubt in my mind at that time I was going to come back and do baseball the next year, and here I am. But when Jimmy passed, that was a sad day for me. I still remember that. And I remember that winter, we had the Jimmy Campbell Classic basketball tournament here, and we had organized a tournament and put his name and face on it. And I'll never forget, I got here, and I'm thinking how much I miss Jimmy. And then I realized that, everyone around me, there's so many people around me, you, Randy Lambert, that are Jimmy proteges, just like me. So he was responsible for building a lot of this program, and a lot of the people that are here because of Jimmy. So.
Well, we have an update, including, I don't know, I think in my case, he came on as a football color guy. I had an analyst in Jeff Smith who's still with me for football, and then Jimmy was available, and I told the owner of the radio station, no matter what it takes, just get him on here. You don't want, from a competitive standpoint.
Well, that and all the people that would stand down there on the fence were starting to complain about Jimmy, so.
So we had Jimmy up in the box, and he would sit there, and it's the same thing. He said, well, what do you want me to do? I said, Jimmy, tell your stories like it's you and I having some tea out on the front porch. And Jeff is a professional football player. He played in the NFL.
Right.
He knows the X's and O's, and you're here to add color, and you're here to be the guy that puts the icing on the cake, so to speak. And he kind of liked that role,
I think so.
He didn't have to study, he didn't have to really prepare. But I'll tell you this.
Show up and be himself.
Yeah, he would call me during the week and say, okay, it's time to prepare. And I said, Jimmy, I've been preparing all week. Where have you been? We're about 5 minutes away from game time, I believe. They may start with 2 referees. The third one's still not here, but he's close.
Okay.
So we're about to start here, and it is the Huntingdon Hawks in the red and the Maryville Fighting Scots in the white. The Scots come into this game with a record of 18-5, is it?
I believe that's right, yes.
And a record in the conference of 13-1, and Huntingdon comes into this game with a record of 9 and 14, 3-11 in the USA South Conference. So this is a Raul here. We were just talking about Raul. Coach Lambert's here. It's always good. It's kind of like a family. Well, this is a good thing for me today, in that you're going to be sitting with me all day.
I'm excited.
You need to introduce our friend here.
And Heath Dunkel is going to be doing what I normally do, and that makes me feel better, because if I ever fall over dead, I know Heath can take over for me, and I don't have to worry about.
And he does a great job
I
too.
eat what I want to.
Well, you said I've been doing this now. Let's see, 95. So 23 years,
yeah.
And I just happened to fall into it kind of in the similar way, in that this guy who's passed away now asked me to do some spotting at a Maryville High School football game, and the gosh darndest truth is, at halftime, the announcer, who's a well-known radio personality in Knoxville now, he got sick. So the play-by-play, the color guy handed me the mic and said, "You do the play-by-play." And what's interesting about that is that as a little boy, I used to sit there and listen to Lindsey Nelson. He would do an annotated version of the Notre Dame games. It was about a half an hour program.
I used to watch that too.
So everything was cut short, and and the action continues, and I found myself saying things like that, and the action continues. But it's been a long time, and I know my wife has said a few things to me about some of the things I've said on the radio. She got me the other day on something I said, and she said, "Where did you get that?" And I said, "I don't know. They just come up." But we're not one for colloquialisms or to spice it up or anything. You just say what's from your heart, and that's the way it goes.
And I absolutely refuse to say a host of Rebels or any of those things. To me, it's.
I say plethora.
Yeah, okay. Well, make up your own. That's fine.
But see, yours is a little bit different. Your function, because
it is.
You're
it's very different.
You're reporting statistic facts. You don't have any
I never
color.
editorialize. There's no color. There's no opinion.
And that shouldn't be. And on our side, it's a little different.
It is.
People are expecting us to have some type of analysis in the game. And in football, with Jeff Smith there beside me, it makes it a little bit easier. I mean, he played for the Giants, and he knows the game. He had all 4 of his kids came up through the Maryville system. 3 of them were great football players. 1 was a great track player, and so it's a little bit easier if you have somebody that's on your side or beside you that you can depend on, like Jimmy for 11 years with me. And you talk about Jimmy. He did some wonderful things on the road, and his best thing on the air was if he couldn't pronounce a name, he'd make it up.
I can't quite do that. I'll have a mama come address me about that. So,
well, we've had
again.
I told you the story about the other day about the lady, somebody saying to me, "Why are you giving out the women's measurements on the air?" And I wasn't. What I was doing, I always give out the statistics. The field goal percentage, which could be 33, the three-point percentage, which could be 34, and the foul percentage, which could be 36. So she heard me say 33, 34, 36, and she cornered me in the mall and wanted to know, you don't give their weight, but you give their measurements. So that's one of the things. So we're about 10 minutes away, maybe 15 from game time here, and in Demarest, Georgia, the ladies are up as the halftime is over. It's in the third period. Maryville is up by 5, 31-26. And this is a game, it's, as we say, winner takes all, loser to the mall. We'll be right back. I'm going to take a break.
All right.
Good afternoon, everybody. George DeBobby here at Maryville College. The Fighting Scots in this game. Regular season still in progress. 2 more games today and tomorrow. Today it's the Huntingdon Hawks. The Hawks today come into this game with a record of 9-14, and they are 3-11 in the USA South Conference. Maryville 13-1 in the USA South Conference and 18-5 overall. Coach Lambert's 1,013th game. He's had 697 wins, and we are hopeful he'll get to the 700 plateau here coming up. So a men's game, Maryville has at least tied for the USA South Conference, and that's certainly something that they've done in back-to-back championships for Maryville. Certainly a very good thing, and hopefully they can get into the NCAA tournament. The NCAA tournament, of course, it's an automatic bid for the winner of the conference, USA South Conference, that is recognized by the NCAA. The Hawks, led by Coach Caleb Kimbrough, and some of the names you'll be looking at will be for the Hawks. Number 2, Isaiah King. He's a 6', 170-pound junior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Scores 7 points a game, plays about 18 minutes. He's played in all 23 games so far. Also, another name you may hear will be Keontae Pines. He's from Theodore, Alabama, by way of Nebraska Wesleyan. He's a 6'3", 192-pound junior. He'll be at the 2-guard position. Wears number 24. He's played in 23 games, started in 21 of those games. Scores 14 points a game and plays just a bit over 27 minutes. The other player of note that we'll highlight is number 40, Brandon McLean. He's 6'7", a 220-pound senior from Elwood, Georgia. Scores about 13 points a game and plays a little under 25 minutes. So those are the 3 players you'll watch: number 2, number 24, and number 40. For Maryville, you've got a host of players. The guy that kind of leads this team, and there are no seniors on this Maryville College team, by the way. Every one of these players will be back. And you're looking at junior Dante Hoppa. Hoppa's 6'5", 185 pounds, from Naples, Florida. Has started all 23 games that Maryville has had. Averages about 12 points a game and 31 minutes. The other guy that you'll be looking at is a 3-point shooter specialist. 21, Calvin Songster. Songster, he'll shoot 48% from the field, and he also shoots 48% from the 3-point arc, and he shoots 83% from the free throw line. He is a scoring machine, and he scores about 12 points a game and averages a little over 27 minutes. He's a junior from Johnson City High School, Johnson City, Tennessee, Science Hill High School. The other gentleman you might be interested in is number 30, Amir Bowman. He's 6'3", 180-pound junior from Dalton, Georgia. He's started all 23 games for Maryville. He averages about 12 points a game and about a little more than 28 minutes. And then under the post, it's going to be number 33, Colt Noakes. About 22 minutes a game, 11 points per game. He's from Gordonsville, Tennessee, 6'4", 225. So those are 4 of the players that you're going to see, and they're all juniors. And the other starter will more than likely be Caleb Estes. He wears number 10. He started in 22 of the 23 games. He's a 5'11", 170-pound junior from Covington, Tennessee. And he scores 9 points per game, 14 points per 14 minutes. And then you have a host of other people that come in, and it's just a very talented team that you have sitting here, and every one of them will be back next year to play. So the officials are here. We're about ready to do the national anthem, and I do want to thank our key sponsors, Blunt Partnership, Jasper Highlands, Premier Transportation, and the Smoky Mountain Brewery. Also, we'll get that as soon as we do the national anthem. But before that, let me do this. Hotels of choice here in the Maryville area when you come here. Hampton Inn, the Hilton La Quinta, Inns and Suites, Courtyard Marriott, and the Holiday Inn Express. Also, some other sponsors we'd like to thank: Kenjo Markets, Firehouse Subs, Realty Trust Group, LeConte Wealth Management. Welcome back, everybody. George and DeBobby here at Maryville College, getting ready for the starting lineups. The Huntingdon Hawks will be in red, and the Maryville Scots will be in the white. Home court Maryville. For Maryville College, we'll be looking at this will be Huntingdon first. Number 2, Isaiah King. He's a 6 foot, 170-pound junior. 7 points, 18 minutes per game. Number 5, Bryant Reed, 6 foot, 160-pound freshman from Florence, Alabama. He about 4 points a game and 21 minutes. Number 24, Keontae Pines, Theodore, Alabama, 6'3", 192, 14 points a game, 27 minutes. Also, number 32, Cam Boyd, 5 points per game, 15 minutes he plays. He's a 6'1", 195-pound junior from Smyrna, Georgia. And also number 40, Brandon McLean, 13 points per game, plays about 25 minutes from Ellenwood, Georgia, 6'7", 220. So for the Scots in white today, the home team, Maryville Fighting Scots, number 10, Caleb Estes. He'll be at guard. He's from Covington, Tennessee. 5'11", 170 pounds. He started 22 of 23 games. 18, make that 9 points per game and 14 minutes he'll play. Number 20, Dante Hopper, 23 of 23 games. He started 6'5", 185. He's a junior from Naples, Florida. 12 points a game, plays about 31 minutes. 21, Calvin Songster, plays about 28 minutes. 12 points per game from Johnson City, Tennessee. He's 6'2", 185-pound junior. And number 30, Amir Bowman from Dalton, Georgia. 6'3", 180-pound junior. Plays about 28 minutes, scores 12 points. And number 33, Colton Oaks from Gordonsville, Georgia. 6'4", 225. He's a junior, has played in 21 games and started in 18. Scores 11 points per game and plays about 22 minutes. Joining me today as a guest analyst will be Greg Judkins. We'll talk to him a little bit as the game progresses. And we are ready to go. In center court will be number 40, Brandon McLean. And he's long and lean. He'll be there with Emir Bowman. Bowman 6'3", McLean 6'7". And Maryville gets the tip-off. Maryville in white, and here we go. USA South Conference game. Typical motion defense. And it's going to be tipped away by the red shirts with 10 on the shot clock. That'll reset the shot clock back up. No, they will not set the clock. Greg Judkins, you're here with me. Shot by Maryville. Good for 3. Maryville up 3-0.
Caleb Estes with that shot. Nice jump shot.
Opening series for the Hawks. Be brought down by Bryant Reed. And tipped away, but picked up by, and the off the backboard, no good, tipped away, and down the other court. Good job by Hoppe. It'll be Estes bringing it up the court. Hoppe going to be fouled. Hoppe got the draw on number 24, Keontae Pines.
Keontae Pines, that's his first foul of the game.
Songster with the ball for Maryville. In and out. 13 on the clock. It's Songster going to go into the lane. Got less than 10 on the shot clock. Long three-pointer by Maryville. Good, and Maryville up 6. Well, they said it was the first one was a 2-pointer. I thought it was a 3. It's 5-0.
Did he? Well, yeah, okay. I'm kind of confused. Maybe the bank shot cost us a point.
I think Colton Noakes comes out of it with the hand-to-hand combat. Bowman, bounce pass to Noakes in the lane, puts it up, gives it to Hoppe. Hoppe gets it blocked from behind with 18 seconds left. Let's check on that three-pointer.
He did say it was a 2, so
okay.
It looked like a 3 to me.
Well, they're a lot closer than we are.
They
right?
are, and they know what they're doing, and I need to just – I'm at the table for a good reason, I guess.
Bounce pass into Noakes. Noakes with the off the backboard, but he's going to be fouled probably from behind by number 5, Bryant Reed. That's the second team foul, first one on Reed. Non-shooting foul, 18:01 left to go in this first period. 5-0 Maryville. 2 shots for Colton Noakes. Noakes shoots about 44%. No, that's not right.
I've got 64.
64% from the free throw line.
He's a little over that now with that made free throw.
18:01 left to go. Second shot good. It's now 7-0 Maryville, 18:01.
A little bit of token man-to-man pressure by Maryville as they come up the court.
And layup no good. Rebound comes down to Caleb Estes. Amir Bowman with a three-pointer. He puts it in.
Oh, just a 2. He said it's just a 2.
Just a 2. So 9.
I don't have a problem with that one. That one's okay. That was a 2.
9-0 Maryville. Ball goes outside and then inside. The layup good by Isaiah King. And 9-2 your score. And to the line, Estes, and he's going to be fouled. 32, his first foul. It's the third team foul.
Well, that was the Raul Placeres attack the goal, beat your opponent to the hoop move by Caleb Estes there, and he got the foul.
Estes 75% from the free throw line. Before that shot, Estes was 53 of 71, and 44 and 34 go in for the Hawks. It's Scotty Chadwick and Trey Livingston. Scotty Chadwick tore up Maryville last game back 2 months ago. gets all the rim and goes in 11-2. Maryville up with 17-10 left to go in this first half.
Oh.
Pass to the outside, and they'll go lob it inside. Back out to King. King will drive, a little push, and good. Nice little floater, 11-4, Maryville leading.
Nice pull-up.
Estes at the top of the key. Spin move. Nice move.
There's a screen by Hoppa, but he peels off.
Malcolm Walker in there and in the corner to Hoppa for three. And he'll jam it down. That's good ball movement, 14-4.
The ball movement got Hoppa wide open. He came off that screen and went toward the goal and then worked his way outside, and there was nobody there.
No shot. Foul's going to be on Songster. His first. It's Maryville's first foul, non-shooting foul. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 16-15 left to go first half. Ball knocked away by Maryville. Malcolm Walker in the game for Maryville. Cam Boyd goes in now, back in for LaGrange. Huntington.
The other red school.
Right. The other red meat. Boyd with the ball. Long three-point shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Amir Bowman. Maryville's going to push it up the left side. Estes to Bowman to Songster. Back to Estes. Estes drives, and it's Walker.
Nice.
Walker lost the ball under the basket.
Nice pass. Walker could not handle the pass. Estes found him wide open. And George, we have one of my favorite moments now, the media timeout.
I wish you wouldn't have requested it. We don't request these timeouts. They are mandatory, and the conference voted by coaches, I guess. They'd like to do it. We'd like to thank our key sponsors for the season, Blunt Partnership, which is the Chamber Master umbrella, Jasper Highlands, Premier Transportation, taking the Scots everywhere around the southeast, safely, by the way, and Smoky Mountain Brewery, a great place to eat and bring your family.
Sure is.
Well, it's 14-4, and Maryville certainly with a lot of energy, pushing it up the court, and that's the style that Raul Pulseris brings to this team.
Yes, and the Scots are doing a good job of clogging up the middle under the goal on defense and making shots difficult for Huntingdon. We've been beaten a few times, but all in all, we're doing a pretty good job down there.
Manny Garcia going into the game for Maryville. And Malcolm Walker staying in there. Malcolm Walker, number 22, 6'4", 215-pound sophomore from Nashville's Independence High School. Good job on defense by Maryville. Coming out to help is Trey Livingston. Livingston, a wide body, so to speak. Long three-point going to be short, picked up by King of Huntington. And they'll go back door, and the basket good by Trey Livingston. Nice assist from King, and Maryville down quickly. Manny Garcia to Hoppa. Hoppa to Garcia. He'll shoot the three. And the ball on the ground. Picked up by Reed. And
we got a foul. And the basket counts. Did not. It's on Emmanuel.
I could not see what happened.
The foul is on Emmanuel Garcia, and 34 for them. That's Scotty Chadwick. Made the basket, and he'll got a foul shot. He drove in. I think we tied up the ball was what we were hoping for, is a jump ball, and the official didn't see it that way. So
yeah, possession hour is toward Maryville. Chadwick puts it in. Chadwick had 20 points against Maryville last game.
Wow.
15 minutes left to go, 14-9, a 5-0 run by the Hawks. Dantarius Bray in the game, number 3 for Maryville.
Good movement by Maryville, but Huntingdon in their man-to-man, they're keeping up pretty well now.
Garcia off the ball, tipped away, and it's going to be picked up and down the court. And they call number 30, Keontae Zachary, for the travel. 14:31 left to go in the first half. Maryville up 14-9. Maryville was up 14-4. So a little bit of a run here by the Hawks to make it close. Dantarius Bray going to take it up. Good speed, and he's going to go right to the basket. And it's Noakes under the basket, has the ball kicked away, picked up by Manny Garcia, back into the post.
Oh. There is a foul.
Yeah, that's going to be 44. Livingston with a body push.
He didn't like that call, I don't think, but he was all over him.
He said his hands are up. Well, that's fine, but your body can't be into it. 15 on the shot clock, 14-16 left to go. First period, Maryville under their offensive basket.
Now they'll reset the shot clock because
20,
of the foul
okay.
to 20. Yeah.
Yep. Bowman. And Garcia for 3. Picked up by Maryville. It's Hoppe misses the shot. And the putback by a very tough Colt Noakes.
Colt Noakes not only had that shot, but he had the tip out to save the ball on the rebound. That was a good possession for Colt.
Colt blocks the ball. And Dantarius Bray, the outlet pass to Hoppe. Noakes and Manny Garcia on the left side to Bray.
Good ball movement. Huntingdon staying with him on the man-to-man.
Inside the three-point arc, shot no good. Picked up by King of Huntingdon. 16-9 with 13:20 left to go. And the layup good.
Nice layup. That was Thomas Green.
Thomas Green. Okay. That's the one I crossed out. Crossed the wrong one out. Ball goes to Noakes and then to Garcia. Out to Bray. Bray back out to Hoppe. Hoppe for 3, and he puts it in.
Nice. Good pass way to find him, Bray.
19-11 at the 12:50 mark, first half.
Got the one-man, man-to-man token pressure in the backcourt. Dantarius Bray doing that right now for the Scots.
Bray's a pretty
Here's
good
the
defense.
tip away.
Manny Garcia with the knockaway. 13 on the shot clock. And going into the game for Maryville's Daquan Summers. Songster also back in there. 12:34 left. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Isaiah King will make something happen. He's their guy. And he'll lose the ball out of bounds.
Nice defense by Calvin Songster, and what I really liked is that he moved his feet on that play, and that really left the guy with the ball not many options.
Estes will bring it up to court, guarded by Reed. Ball
wide
goes to
open.
Summers, he's wide open. Misses that shot. Rebound comes back out to Maryville.
Colt Noakes with the rebound.
Colt couldn't pass it to anybody, so he'll put it in himself, and he missed the shot.
He's not afraid. He'll put it up. But
Rebound comes down to Brandon McLean. King. Three-point shot, no good. It's Noakes with the rebound. And it's going to be Estes pushing it down the court and knocked out of bounds, but picked up by Maryville. And we've got another one of them timeouts.
Another one of those full timeouts for us, the media.
Well, let's look at some stats. Up to this point, Maryville is 6 of 16 from the field, which is 37.5%. And the Hawks are 5 of 14. Maryville 3 of 6 from the three-point line. The Hawks 0 of 3. Maryville 4 of 4 from the free throw line and 1 of 1 from the free throw line for the Hawks. Maryville has 1 turnover. The Hawks have 3. Maryville has 3 assists. The Hawks have 1. That's one of Maryville's strong points, the assist-to-turnover ratio. Try to keep it at 1-to-1, and Maryville right now is at 3-to-1, but it's early yet. Maryville has 2 steals and 2 fouls. The Hawks have no steals, 4 fouls. And off the bench, it's the Hawks with 7 points. So the score right now, 19-11, Maryville, 11:44 left to go in this USA South Conference regular season game.
Colton Oaks has done a really good job so far. I've been impressed with his work. He's gotten a lot of rebounds and even taken a few pretty good shots. So.
And he's got a big guy on him. He's 6'7".
He does.
Maryville will inbound the ball, 24 on the shot clock, as it was knocked out of bounds before the timeout.
1-3-1 zone for Huntingdon, and there's
Colt.
Colt.
Maryville breaks it right away with a big old dunk. He's like a biscuit.
Emir found him down there by himself, and they were in the zone, so the defender was out of position. He couldn't do anything.
And a little back door by Maryville.
Songster got turned around on that play, and all he could do was foul.
Songster with the foul basket, good. Songster's second foul. Trey Livingston, 6'5", 250 in the game now. That's a man.
That is. They've got a few big ones.
Pines going to the line. He'll put it in. And the three-point play, 21-14. Maryville up by 7. Full court pressure now by the Hawks. Maryville across the timeline. And they'll back up into that, looks like a 2-3
zone. Yeah.
They were in a 1-3-1 before. And it goes to Summers with a layup in the lane.
Nice slash. I think, again, that was Emir that found him on that move. So nice pass by Emir.
King with the ball. He'll kick it outside. Three-point shot. Up and good by Aaron Washington, their first three-pointer. 7-point lead. Make it 6-point lead by Maryville. 23-17 the score. And losing the ball but getting it back. And what did he say? Could not see.
I think he stepped. Oh, foul. Offensive foul on Daquan Summers. I guess he pushed off when the ball was loose on the floor there, is what they're saying.
Okay. 4th team foul against Maryville. 23-17. 10:30 left to go first half. Maryville up by 6. King, he can play. And he'll lay it up and a foul. That's his 3rd foul.
Yeah,
Songster.
Three on Songster, 6 on the team.
Hoppe goes in, as does Garcia.
And I spoke wrongly. That's 5 team fouls, not 6.
60% free throw shooter. Of course, I can't see.
No, we've got quite a crowd in front of us here, but
he'll make that. It's a
it's good.
3-point lead. It was 9.
Okay.
6-0 run.
We'll go back to work. They're back in a man-to-man defense for Huntingdon.
They'll go inside. Little jump shot, no good. Rebound comes down to the Hawks, and Hawks are going to push it up. Outside pass to Reed. Back to King. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Chadwick, and Chadwick puts it in. 23-22. So the Hawks making a run.
They've cut it to 1 here with 9:38 to play.
Garcia, no look pass, back outside to Estes for 3, no good. Picked up by King, long pass the other way to Reed. Reed stops, waits for traffic, puts it in, and the Hawks take the lead.
Wow.
24-23 at the 9:21 mark. I was wrong before. It was a 7-point lead before, but now it's a 1-point lead for Huntingdon, an 8-0 run. Garcia.
Okay, Colton Oaks posting up down low. Look inside.
Oh, wow. I don't see how he made that basket and no foul called.
Well, he
Wow.
had a lot of weight on his back, that's for sure, by Caleb Estes. Nice shot.
25-24 Maryville. Noakes knocks it away. Noakes said he needed to come out. He must be ill, because he doesn't want to come out normally. 25-24 Maryville.
Well, he's carrying a lot of weight out there with some of the post players for Huntingdon. He may want to take a break for a minute.
Schmidt trying to inbound the ball, and it goes all the way back to Boyd with 18 on the shot clock. Garcia trying to steal the ball, goes out into the corner to Boyd, and that's Lucas Schmidt with 3 points. 27-25.
Good ball movement by Huntingdon.
I mean, this is their last game, or they got a game tomorrow, but this is a big game for them.
Yes.
3-point shot for Maryville picked up, and we're going to get a foul by Schmidt as he undercut Malcolm Walker of Maryville. His first foul.
His first, 5 on the team. Malcolm Walker's not as active, I guess, or aggressive as he posts up. It's a different style. Not that it's bad, but he has a different style.
And
There's
they
a
call
5.
5 seconds. So Maryville having its problems with this defense by Huntingdon.
They need to reset, but we have 8:12 left on the clock, so under the 8-minute mark, we'll have a full timeout coming, and I'm sure that's what Coach Lambert's waiting for.
Boyd bringing it up, and picked up by Manny Garcia. It's a 3-on-2 break. Garcia wisely waits for the troops. It's Emir Bowman wants to shoot but does not. Hoppe to Garcia for 3. No good. Rebound comes out to Chadwick. Boyd coming up.
Tipped
Picked
away
up
by Bowman.
Now it's a 3-on-1 break. And Garcia with the layup, and he'll put it in. Tie score 27-27.
And again,
and they'll throw the ball away. And it's a turnover by the Hawks.
And now we'll get that full timeout for the media.
How did you know that?
Amazing. They just happen so often. You get used to it.
Let's quickly thank some sponsors. Kenjo Markets, Firehouse Subs, great place to eat lunch or dinner. Realty Trust Group and LeConte Wealth Management for helping us in the 2017 and 18 season. So it's been up and down. The deficit was 7 by the Hawks, and they ended up cutting it and then going ahead.
They did. And you know what I wanted to talk about is Amir Bowman. The thing I've been impressed with, he hasn't had the dunk in this game, but he's done the little things, tipping the ball away, getting rebounds. He's had 2 great assists where he found a slashing player headed to the goal for a basket. So, you know, he gets a lot of publicity for the dunks and being on SportsCenter and all those things, and that's nice. But he's done the other stuff in this game, so he great job, Amir.
Estes with 9 points so far, leading Maryville, and Isaiah King 7, leading the Hawks. Maryville with the ball under their own basket after scoring 2. The Hawks turned it away. They'll get it to Hoppe, and in the corner to Bray, and now back to Estes. That's Bray with the ball.
Man-to-man defense by Huntingdon.
Yeah, and they've been mixing it up.
They have.
Which is good.
Walker.
And Maryville throws it away. Well,
no,
I guess he did. And Malcolm Walker under the basket. It's Hoppe for 3. Misses it, and it comes down.
Well, again, Amir saved the ball
Scotty
there.
Chadwick. Ball in the corner, 3-point shot, no good. And we're going to get a foul as it was number 24, I believe. Pines with his second foul. 6:48 left to go in this first half. It's tie score, Maryville and Huntingdon.
We're waiting on the play to develop. They've obviously got something drawn up here, and it's not quite getting the guy open. Good job of Huntingdon staying with him.
And on the ground is a Huntingdon player. You're going to have to wait till play stops in the corner.
He's up.
Boyd with the elbow, and no call. And that's King going to lay it inside to their big man, McLean. McLean puts it up, and Malcolm Walker, a good defense. Rebound by Maryville's Estes. Three-point shot by Bray. That was big.
We needed that.
30-27 at the 5:45 mark. Maryville up here in the first period.
Huntingdon setting up high on offense.
Reed from the foul line with a two-pointer. Nice pick play.
Shot. Reed hit the floor pretty hard down there a few minutes ago, and I'm glad to see him up and moving all right now.
30-29, Maryville up by 1. 5:20 left to go. Wide open, but didn't take the shot. It was Estes to Bray to Amir Bowman. Inside to Hoppe.
That was
a fake. And in the NBA, that would be a technical foul.
Would be a technical. That's correct.
As Bryant tried to draw the foul. 32-29. Three-point shot, no good. Rebound, Walker got pulled away and managed to get a hand on it. It's a 3-on-2 break. And Bray with a three-point shot, no good. Walker, ball tipped away, saved by Huntingdon, and Huntington's outlet pass to King. King going to go coast to coast, and there's Bray right there with him to block the ball. Actually, more like a jump ball to me.
They looked at one point like nobody had the ball, or both of them had the ball. Anyway, it's Huntingdon ball under the goal.
24 on the shot clock. Maryville up by 3. And they'll get the ball out high. That's to Schmidt and then to King. King directing traffic. King will try to go to the basket. He doesn't. He goes out to Schmidt. Schmidt drives. Bray, very good on defense. Comes all the way out here. And the pass under the basket. Great assist by Bryant Reed.
Livingston, that was a good layup by him. He had, I guess that was cold on him, and he managed to get it in.
32-31, Maryville up by 1, 4:05 left to go first period. This will be this way all day. And it's going to be Bowman for 3 off the rim.
Shot.
And we're going to get a foul on Red. It's a hold. They tried to grab Daquan Summers. Fouls on 2, was it?
Number 2, Isaiah King. That's his first and 7 on the team. And we've also got that beloved media timeout.
Well, Dante Hoppe now with 8 points for Maryville. Maryville shooting 40% and the Hawks shooting 48%, although they're down by 1 point, 32-31. 13 of 27 for the Hawks. Maryville 12 of 30 from the floor. So lots of pressure in this game, lots of changing up the defense, and Maryville has done an okay job with picking it up, but also a good job by Huntingdon. Looks like a good game plan to mix up the defense, try to confuse Maryville.
And again, as I've said before, we'll see how long this can last. I look for Maryville to wear them down, so to speak, as the game goes on. Huntingdon putting forth a lot of effort, and
well, Huntingdon, remember now, this is a big game for Huntingdon. Their season is basically, they're not in the conference race at all. They've got this game and a game tomorrow, I believe. But this would be their big game, and if they can come away from a coaching standpoint, you come away from a victory like this, you can build on it for the next season.
Next year, yes.
Going to the line is Maryville's Daquan Summers, shooting 68% from the free throw line, misses that one, and it's the Hawks coming up. Schmidt back to King.
Man-to-man defense for Maryville.
Oh.
Wild play there. Pretty sloppy.
And it's King having the ball knocked away by number 30, Bowman.
Here.
And the basket good by J.R. Sanders in transition. 25 on the foul.
Lucas Schmidt.
His second. Bowman just playing unbelievable with those assists. That's amazing.
Well, yes, he can finish a break and he can start a break, and he did it there.
Shot up and no good.
Oh.
34-31. Maryville up 3:25 left to go first half. King from Huntingdon with the ball.
There's the tip away. Well, he lost it, but got it back.
They'll go in deep, and it's taken away by Colton Oakes. And Maryville loses the ball.
It's good defense. I think it was number 2, Charvez Hobson.
That's a pretty tough turnover. Coach Lambert saying, hey, push the ball to the outside. 3:10 left to go. Maryville up by 3. Up the court comes Bryant Reed, freshman from Florence, Alabama. Chavez Hobson in the game now. To Schmidt. To King. 10 on the shot clock. Going to give a foul to DeQuan Summers, his second.
And that's 6 on the team. So next foul, both teams are in the bonus.
Reed will inbound the ball. 20 on the shot clock. Come out to King. Noakes with the deflection. Amir Bowman going to take the time and smartly gives the ball away. And it go to playmaker Summers. Into Bray in the corner. Down to Noakes, down low. Out to Bray. Bray to Bowman. To J.R. Sanders, no good. Rebound comes down to King. Long pass the other way, and it's Amir Bowman.
Oh, that was nice.
And Maryville, I thought they turned the ball over.
I did too.
And now it goes out of bounds. I'll tell you, Huntington's flying all over the place, knocked out of bounds by Aaron Washington. Out comes Sanders, and in goes Manny Garcia. Out comes DeQuan Summers.
2 minutes the first half.
Maryville up by 3, 34-31 with 20 on the play clock. There's Hoppa coming through. Down the baseline. To Hoppa, and Hoppa puts
nice. Oh, no goal.
Foul going to be on 32.
Cam Boyd.
His second.
It's 9 on the team, so Hoppa will go to the line.
No basket. The basket was not good.
No basket.
Under the objections of the Maryville coach. 34-31, 151. Hoppa, one of the better free throw shooters for Maryville. Maryville had missed 2 in a row up to that point. 35-31 with 3:51 left to go first half.
Dante had some pretty big free throws at the end of the Piedmont game Wednesday night.
And that one's in. And again, all these guys will be back next year. They lead by 5. 150 left to go. Reed comes up. Good switch by Maryville. And the ball picked up by the big man, Trey Livingston. And a three-point shot by Schmidt is good. That's a big basket. 36-34. They get it inside to Noakes. Noakes going up against somebody that's 250 pounds. And the rebound comes down to the Hawks. And it's ball goes out of bounds.
Knocked away by Noakes there.
Thomas Green was what the guy I was thinking about.
Here comes Caleb Estes into the game for Maryville. He's a junior from Covington, Tennessee, and
Huntingdon calls a timeout.
they do have a 30-second timeout.
36-34 left to go. So Maryville shooting 39%. Great defense by Huntingdon. So far, they're shooting 48%.
Well, I got some not so good news from Demarest, Georgia. It looks like Piedmont women are ahead of Maryville 64-55 with 30 seconds left in the game there. So
that will end the Maryville season if they can't pull it out. So first season that Coach Darren Trevelyan didn't win 20 games.
Wow.
Since he's been here. And they've had some adversity, but
it's been a rough year.
Rough year. 36-34. Maryville up by 2, and with 1:14 left to go and 23 on the play clock, Huntingdon will inbound the ball, trying to get a basket. Ball to Chadwick. Chadwick with the elbow, and they're going to call travel, but
he pushed off first.
He pushed off first. You could have called a couple of things on that.
You could have.
1:09 left to go, 36-34. Up comes Estes to Hoppe. Estes to Garcia. Hoppe going to go in, and he'll try to lay it up.
Oh, he had to be fouled on the play.
Up comes Green. Basket good. It's a tie score.
That was McLean with the layup for Huntingdon.
The other end of the court, Maryville got mugged. No call, though. So it's just a missed play there. And Bowman puts Maryville in the lead, 36-36. Shot clock off, 25 seconds left to go. And slowly up comes Tom Green, and they're going to go ahead and wait for the last shot to try to tie the score. And they're trying to get Brandon McLean's attention. He'll go into the corner for 3. No good. It was blocked.
3 seconds.
Emir Bowman at the buzzer.
And
Maryville goes up by 2. 38-36 at halftime. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Maryville leads at halftime, 38-36. I would like to announce that the Coulter Grove Intermediate School unicycle team is not going to perform at halftime. They performed before the game due to the delay by the officials. They were caught in traffic, so the unicycle team entertained us, and they're not going to redo their performance here at halftime. So at halftime, it's 38-36. Maryville leads, and certainly been a even game all the way through. It's kind of like a street fight, punch for punch, and Maryville just up by 2.
Well, you wouldn't expect anything less. We've been playing Huntingdon and LaGrange tomorrow a little bit longer than we've been playing some of these other conference opponents, and quite a bit of history here, and always a good game.
Yeah, Maryville shooting 40%, a little under their season average, 14 of 35, and the Hawks over their average. They're shooting 15 of 31. 3 for 10 from the three-point line are the Hawks. Maryville 4 of 12. Maryville 6 of 8 from the free throw line. The Hawks 3 of 3. Maryville has 4 turnovers and 10 assists. The Hawks 9 turnovers and 8 assists. And you figure with 9 turnovers, the game would be a little bit broader than it is, but
True.
With the high percentage of shooting that the Hawks have made, almost 50%, that certainly puts them in in the driver's seat.
They've had some really good looks and some good shots so far, so I can see that. I see Huntingdon has 20 bench points where Maryville only has 9. So that's not a stat that we're used to seeing here.
Right.
So.
And they've got a lot of people, got a lot of support, it looks like, and they're a good team. They're fast defensively, and some individual stats. Maryville leading scorer is Dante Hopper with 10 and Caleb Estes with 9 for the Hawks. It's spread out pretty good. You like to see that as a coach. King has 7, 6 by Aaron Washington, 5 by Chadwick, 4 for Livingston and Reed. So spread out pretty good, 38-36. Maryville down by 2. Up by 2 here at halftime. Nobody in foul trouble except for Maryville has 3 fouls on Calvin Songster and 2 on DeQuan Summers. And nobody with over 2 fouls for the Hawks except for, Pines has 2, Boyd has 2, and Schmidt has 2 as well.
I noticed that Huntingdon's played 11 players, and when I tally up the minutes for the bench, they've given 39 minutes off the bench so far. Maryville's only played 10 players and only 32 minutes off the bench. So, again, that's not what we're used to here. But
well, it's interesting to see. I know there's a specific game plan, and I know the game plan, the way it looks, is they're going to try to run Maryville off the court.
Right.
But I don't know that they can do that. The other thing that they're doing well is they're really protecting the post. They put, with Coke Noakes under there, they've got a man defending him, and that's Trey Livingston, who's 250 pounds, and that's going to wear on you.
That and the other guy's 6'7", so
right.
Either way, it's going to wear on you, and it showed a little bit.
Yeah, 2 points. So, and Noakes, as far as in the paint, Noakes with 4 rebounds, and Brandon McLean, 40, he's got 5. So those two are battling under the basket. And so overall, it's pretty good. The assist-to-turnover ratio, 10-4 for Maryville, which is good, and 8-9, which is not so good, but it hasn't seemed to be effective. A lot of the key shots have been driving to the basket for the Huntingdon Hawks. So before I take a break, let me quickly talk about our key sponsors: Blunt Partnership, Jasper Highlands, Premier Transportation, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Coming out of halftime here at Maryville College, the Fighting Scots lead the Huntingdon Hawks out of Montgomery, Alabama, 38-36. And Maryville shooting just 40% from the field, and their average from the field is about the same, maybe a little more than that. And Huntingdon way over their average. They're shooting under 37%, but today 48%. So they're doing pretty good right now. And a lot of those are high percentage shots under the basket. And a lot of that has to do with a gentleman by the name of Trey Livingston. He's got 4 points. And also number 40, McLean, with 5 points. So that's 2 points. That's 7 points in the post. And a lot of weight going for Colton Oaks of Maryville to push off of, and Malcolm Walker instead. So they're running Maryville up and down the court and vice versa. So it's a tight game right now, 38-36.
Well, we can play the fast-paced game. We know that. And I look for us to continue to try to run with them. Colton Oaks has a lot of weight on his back, so to speak, like you said. And I think he's handling it pretty well. He's made some really good plays. It's hard to do that all 20 minutes of the half, but we know that, and that's the maturity of this team. They know that during the second half, it counts now, and I look for us to take control, I hope, here pretty soon.
And a couple of key three-point shots, 3 of them actually, that when Maryville started to pull away, each time a three-point shot would be rained down, and Aaron Washington hit 2 of them,
right,
and Lucas Schmidt, 25, hit 1 of them. So those were three-point shots that were key to this game, and that's about what really kind of keeping them in the game. Now, that's part of it, but I think it's been very good defense by Huntingdon, and very good use of their players, substitution matchups against Maryville, and the matchups have so far been key to this game being very, very close. So good game plan coming in to this by Hawks coach Caleb Kimbrough.
That's true.
And you knew Maryville knew they were going to be in for it today because Maryville's at the top of the heap, and you beat them. Like I said, you beat Maryville today, you can go into the next season, hey, look what you guys did toward the end of the season.
Yes, it's something to build on for them. So they're looking for that. We've got obviously we've won the conference. We'd like to go out and win the conference tournament and get our automatic qualifier and that kind of thing, and maybe even have a home game in the NCAA tournament, who knows. But you definitely want to finish strong just in case you don't win that conference tournament. You can get that into the NCAA as an at-large somehow also.
Well, I think they were in the top 5 in the South in the NCAA. So, there's 2 ways to get in. The at-large bid, there used to be, I think it was 4. There are only 2 now. It's very hard to get in that way. So you win your conference. That's the key. Maryville up 38-36 here at home, getting ready to start the second half. And Maryville should start with Estes, Hoppe, Songster, Bowman, and Spalding, and the Hawks should start with King, Reed, Pines, Boyd, and McLean. So here we go. Hawks in the red, Maryville in the white. Maryville on defense. Hawks with the ball. And they go backdoor and easy basket as Brandon McLean. McLean gets behind.
That was quick.
Yeah. And it was Maryville's Noakes with a little bit of a gamble and lost the gamble. 3-point shot by Maryville, good. And that's the shooter, Calvin Songster, puts Maryville up by 3.
Well, he's been on the bench for most of the first half, and he had 4 points at halftime, so hopefully he can stay on the floor this half. That had to be a walk. That was
a
Brandon
terrible.
McLean. He walked plumb from the foul line in.
Yeah. 41-40 your score. Songster. Ball goes around the top and back to Songster. Over to Hoppe. To Amir Bowman. Long two-pointer, no good. Rebound Noakes. Noakes has the ball taken away on the ground, and they're going to call a reach-in foul.
I think we've got a timeout, George. I think Estes called timeout, and that's what they're going to – so it's a 30-second timeout by Maryville.
41-40 Maryville.
But we've got friends with the media, who are going to make that a full timeout because it's the first timeout of the second half.
Yeah, and don't try to explain that.
No, it's it's all I can do to understand it.
There's a different style of refereeing or officiating by these officials than what we're used to.
Well, maybe I ought not to say anything.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
They were stuck in traffic.
They still are. 41-40. They do a great job.
They do, right.
You miss one obvious call and your day goes to heck. Everybody hates you, That's why I wouldn't do the job.
Absolutely, me either. I don't have the guts to get out there.
They do a fantastic job. 41-40 your score. Maryville with a timeout. They'll have the ball when we come back. And also, we want to thank Kenjo Markets. There's a Kenjo Market just about everywhere.
There is.
Firehouse Subs, Realty Trust Group, and LeConte Wealth Management. If you've got some money you'd like to have very, very astutely managed, LeConte Wealth Management's the people to do it.
They will do it.
Kevin Painter is an associate there, or one of the principals there. Maryville will inbound the ball. Goes to Noakes, then to Maryville. Gets hammered and no call.
He did.
And that's
here's a jump ball. Good call there.
Possession goes to Maryville. (41-40). We're all silent here because there's things that are happening on the court that we've never seen before.
That's true.
Full court pressure by Maryville goes to Songster. Songster's going to come up and cross the timeline, drive into the lane, kicks it out to Hoppe. Hoppe going to kick it out to Bowman. Bowman out to Songster, then inside to Noakes. Noakes can't go anywhere, and it's going to be Estes for the three, and it's
nice
44-40.
The assist to Noakes.
And great ball movement. Maryville's moved their defense out a little bit. They'll get into the corner there to Reed. Takes the shot, and it's Bowman with those long arms coming down. Well, I thought he passed it off, but he didn't. And he'll get it outside. Another three-point shot by Maryville, no good. Noakes with the rebound. Noakes going to spin in, and he'll put up the two, and there's no foul.
Huh. Okay.
And a two-point shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Amir Bowman. You can hear the coaches say, find the shooters.
And there he
Three-point
did.
shot
It was
for Maryville. Hoppe, no good. Rebound comes down to Reed. Good hustle by Reed. And first time I've seen him slow it down. 17:09 left to go. Maryville up by 4. King with the ball.
I noticed Malcolm Walker getting ready to check in to replace Colton Oakes.
And Hoppe with some good defense gets the rebound. Here. Coach.
Colts posted. Nice job.
And I didn't see what happened, but he got the basket.
He posted up, and he made a good move. That time he only had one man on him. And Colt disrupted that pass too on the other end. I think Colts earned a little break here.
They're going to show those 3 players in. Maryville just one. 16:37 left to go in this second period. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Huntingdon down by 6, and they'll inbound the ball. And they're going to call Bowman with a foul.
That's not a bad foul, really. I know Randy's not happy, but otherwise he had a wide open layup.
And there's no shot. He did it before the shot, which is good.
And that's only his first. So.
5 seconds.
Wow.
They didn't call it. King. And blocked by Amir Bowman. Ball goes out of bounds.
20 on the shot clock.
Inside they'll go. They'll go outside to Schmidt. And then in the corner, three-point shot. Looks good by none other than Scotty Chadwick. 46-43. Maryville to Hoppe. Songster. Songster with three, and I'll put it in.
Nice to have him out on the floor. When he's out there, he can do things like
49-43. We've got 15 minutes left to go in the game. Maryville up. King with the ball.
We're under the 16-minute mark, so we've got a timeout.
That's going
to
be a push.
And that's an offensive foul.
Pines,
yes.
his
Good
third.
call. Good call. And that'll also be a media timeout.
Would you quit requesting those? So Maryville at the timeout leads by 6.
Our guys look tired, George. I thought it might not be a bad idea there.
You're a good man. Maryville upping their percentage now, 18 of 43, shooting 42%. And the Hawks coming back down to earth a little bit, over 50% before. Now they're down to 46.2. Maryville with the turnovers, 5 turnovers, 12 assists, and that's starting maybe to make a difference. The Hawks with 10 turnovers and 10 assists.
That 4-minute span had a really long span with no stop in it, and I'm not sure that was all to our advantage. So the Scots did a good job. You talked about how Huntingdon's trying to run us to death. The Scots did a good job hanging with them during that 4 minutes. They got the media timeout. Now we're going to try it again. Scots have got the ball. It'll be Amir Bowman to work the ball in. I noticed Huntingdon has 2. Okay. They had 2 men in the back for defensive press, but Scots have adjusted now.
Maryville gets right out of that. Back to a 2-3 zone. Yeah, it's hard for me to see.
It is, but
you got a foul on 34.
That's Chadwick. It's his first. 2 on the team. They'll reset the shot clock to 20 seconds because of the foul.
15:34 left to go. Maryville up 49-43. To Hoppe in the corner. Hoppe goes baseline. And then outside to Walker and back to Hoppe.
Okay. Walker rotates back down low.
10 on the shot clock for Maryville. Goes inside. They try to feed it.
3 seconds.
Bowman with the shot. No good. Hoppe almost got the rebound, but coming up with it is Huntington's Schmidt.
Good defense there by Huntingdon. There's
taken away. It's Bowman. It's a 3-on-1 break. And it's going to be a layup and a foul.
Nice job, Amir.
Foul is on who?
Thomas Green.
Green,
number 30. That's his first. And, of course, Amir's shot will count, and he'll have 1 free throw.
The good thing about Amir there is he measured the defense and took it right to the basket. No dunk, got the easy layup.
His layups are so graceful.
Shot no good. Rebound coming down to Green. That's going to be an offensive foul, 44. That is Trey Livingston, his second. You can't take your shoulder and drive into him like that.
He dipped the shoulder for sure. I guess that was Malcolm kind of exaggerated the fall maybe a little bit, but
Well,
still,
as
yeah.
he wipes the
shoulder.
blood off his face.
Yeah, well, blood happens.
Blood happens. I like that. 14:45 left to go. Maryville up 51-43. To Hoppe. Hoppe back inside. Put it back off the backboard, and Noakes with the basket.
They're really concentrating on guarding Songster right now so that he doesn't get an open shot.
Green kicks it outside to Washington. Washington with a couple of nice shots early. Gets it to Chadwick. He'll bounce it inside. A late call.
Oh. Fouls on Colt, I guess.
Yes. His first. Non-shooting foul. Clock reset at 20. Game clock 14-11. And Manny Garcia getting ready to go in. And out comes Noakes.
Songster.
I don't know. Ball goes inside to McLean. To Reed. To Washington. And there's the gamble. And the basket's going to be good.
The gamble was worth it by Colt, but Amir needs to make sure that he doesn't score as well, or just let him score, one or the other. You don't want to pick up the foul and have the free throw shot too.
Bowman's second foul. Going to the line to shoot two is Brandon McLean. Shoots 61% from the free throw line. Shot no good. Rebound comes to Maryville. Maryville dodged the bullet there. To Bowman. To Estes, to Garcia, to Hoppe left side. And there's a hold by number 11. It'll be a foul by Aaron Washington. No? Yes.
Yes. It's just his first. 5 on the team.
Two
Again,
more.
They rotate more players in and out.
Caleb Estes will inbound it to Noakes. Noakes going to go baseline, and he'll put up two. And it's Amir Bowman with the shot and the rebound.
That was athletic, that's for sure.
Inside to Noakes, and it's good for two.
Nice pass by Caleb Estes, finding him open for that shot.
Well, as you coaches like to say, that all started on defense.
It sure did.
Ball goes to McLean. And they'll go back to McLean. And Noakes knocks it away with 14 on the shot clock. And Dantarius Bray going to go in for Maryville. And out comes DeQuan Summers. Bray from LaGrange, Georgia, and will be playing LaGrange College tomorrow. How did he get away? Ball goes to Boyd. Knocked away by Maryville. DeQuan Summers.
Oh, trying to get fancy there.
Yeah.
Worth a try, I guess. Well, Randy didn't think so.
3-point shot, no good. Oh, good.
Went in. Wow. 30-second timeout taken by Huntingdon. And this will be a true 30-second timeout.
Yeah, Coach Lambert not real happy with that. What he tried to do is take the ball and lay it up on the backboard so a trailing player, mainly Amir Bowman, could dunk it.
Right.
And just didn't work.
It didn't work. Well, that would have been exciting, I guess, which would have been an exclamation mark. So, in a way, it's kind of worth the gamble. But, like you said, Randy didn't think so.
50,
and that's the only one that matters.
55-48.
Whether I liked it or not doesn't really make any difference. 12:52 to go in the second half here. Amir Bowman will throw the ball in against, looks like token or man-to-man pressure for Huntingdon.
Songster. Dantarius Bray will bring it across the line. Very athletic young man. Songster gets the ball to Amir Bowman, to Garcia left side. Top of the key, it's Bray. Songster inside to Noakes. Noakes passes it out to Bray and then to Amir Bowman, and there'll be a foul.
Well, obviously Amir is consuming a lot of their attention, and
Trey Livingston with his third.
That's good. He's not making the plays, but he's he's on their mind.
Pretty hard foul.
It was.
Amir Bowman shooting 68% from the free throw line. Maryville up 55-48, 12:23 left to go in the game. He'll miss that one. Maryville 6 of 9 before that.
They trade big guys. Number 40 comes in. That's Brandon McLean to relieve Trey Livingston.
And Bowman will make that one. Amir needs to pull his head together right now and not try to retaliate.
Right.
Maryville up by 8. Shot up, no good. Rebound comes down to Maryville. Dantarius Bray down the left side.
Nice.
And the putback by Amir Bowman. That's how you get back at the other team.
That's how you get back at them, that's for sure.
11:56 left to go in the game. Boyd. He'll go back door, little roll up good by Brandon McLean.
Nice play by them.
11:40. Bray pulls up, takes the two-pointer, puts it in, and he's so graceful.
Like you said, he's very athletic. We've got a lot of athletic players, so that helps.
60-50, Maryville up by 2. Long two-pointer, good by Cam Boyd. Manny Garcia down the right side.
Huntingdon's man-to-man now. Oh, Songster got free, lost the ball.
Did
the
not.
foul's on the floor.
Yeah, foul. Number 30. That's
40.
40, did you say? We'll get a timeout as well. Maryville up by 8. They'll have the ball when we come back. And hotels of choice for Maryville as you come here, either for an athletic event to visit as a tourist or just to see Maryville College play sports. You can stay at the Hampton Inn, the Hilton, La Quinta Inns and Suites, the Courtyard Marriott, and the Holiday Inn Express. We thank them for their support, and they are our hotels of choice for the 2017 and 18 season. 60-52, Mr. Judkins.
11:08 to play. We're having some kind of conversation here. I have a feeling it's the complexity of the media timeout rule that has all of us confused.
Have you read all 10 pages of the rule?
I have, actually, and still didn't understand it. So I read it again, and that didn't help.
That didn't help. Well, I read it in Spanish, and it didn't help
Still
either.
didn't help.
I understood it better, though. Maryville will inbound the ball, and coach is still not coming out.
Don't understand the delay here. Okay, here we come.
J.R. Sanders in the game for Maryville. It'll be Songster shooting, I believe.
It will.
Yeah. Songster, pretty good free throw shooter, 83%. Songster puts that in, and that's good. He's got 7 points now. 12 points for Estes, 12 for Noakes, 10 and 10 for Isaiah King and Brandon McLean of Huntington. Songster. He'll put that one up and in, and it's 62-52, 11:08 left.
And he's replaced by Daquan Summers from Maryville.
Summers out of the doghouse.
I guess so.
Inbounding the ball for for Huntingdon will be Thomas Green. Schmidt will bring it up to King, to Washington. Washington going to lay it up around the rim, and it's taken away. And that was all Daquan Summers.
All Daquan.
J.R. Sanders with the ball. And there we go. They called it. Coach Lambert's been wanting them to call that all day.
Well, you can't rely on the officials to make those calls every time, and you've got to adjust when they're not going to call it. But when they do call it, it sure helps.
Going to the line to shoot will be Malcolm Walker. 1-1. Walker at 58% from the free throw line. And Maryville gets the rebound. Hoppe.
Oh, that's fine too.
Okay, it was a shot clock that malfunctioned.
Okay.
(62-52) Maryville leading. 10:37 left to go in the game. Hoppe looking in, will inbound the ball. Goes to Summers, then to Hoppe. What'd they call?
He walked.
Okay.
I think that Hoppe, when he went to plant his pivot foot, it slipped out on him. So.
And I'm blocked out, so I apologize. That's why you're here.
Okay.
Schmidt brings it up. In the hands of Chadwick. Chadwick has the ball taken away, picks it up, and it'll bounce in.
Nice layup there for Chadwick.
Chadwick's just a bull in the corner.
They have several bulls.
What's the call?
A walk.
2 turnovers in a row by Maryville. 62-54, the 10-10 mark.
All right.
And there was a block, but what do we got?
Fouls on Daquan. That'll be his third.
Looked like got a guy from LaGrange that used to sit in the stands all the time and say, all ball, all ball. Where is he now? Going to the line to shoot is Trey Livingston, 52% free throw shooter. Livingston with 4 points so far today, the 9:59 mark. And he'll miss that.
A little bit hard, that shot.
Trey Livingston, 6'5", 250 from Madison, Florida. He's a junior.
He's on his back, I think. Oh, they've got a lane violation on us.
And he saw it from over here.
Amazing. What he's saying is that Malcolm was stepping outside the box to start his block out before the shot is off. But they miss it anyway.
And out comes Daquan Summers from Maryville. Garcia looking to shoot, cannot. He'll get it to Sanders. To Garcia. Malcolm Walker with the pass. And he'll get it inside. And Summers with a great catch, and they would call a what now?
Well, they've got a foul on him on that play. That'll be his 4th personal foul, and 5 on the team.
62-54, 9:38 left to go.
They're cleaning up some perspiration there after that play.
Schmidt coming up, guarded by Maryville's J.R. Sanders.
Lost the ball. J.R. takes it away.
And that's goaltending.
Got him. They called it. They got it finally. Count the basket by J.R. Sanders.
64-54. Sanders with the basket.
I think the trail official got caught up back there and may not have noticed the turnover. Got stuck in traffic again.
Yeah, Walker with the turnover as he tried to get it it was Bryant Reed tried to get it to Washington. Big possession here at the 9:17 mark, 64-54.
Scots need a score here.
Sanders going to bring it up. Sanders from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Nice find for Coach Lambert.
Absolutely.
Manny Garcia with the ball on the ground. 10 on the shot clock. And there's a shove, and the basket no good.
Well, again, you can't count on the foul call. You got to adjust.
And losing the ball was Isaiah King. Goes to Songster. Songster has the ball knocked away. No call. Long pass to Pines. Pines with the layup.
Well, again, that started with defense and the long outlet pass.
Just take the.
Oh. And they're going to call that a block
on Chadwick.
Chadwick.
That's. Well, we're going to send in a host. This is close to hand-to-hand combat right now.
It's a physical game, and again, like I said, we've been playing each other a while.
Officials do a great job. Going to the line will be Dante Hoppa as they mop up a little perspiration.
Little housekeeping.
Hoppa from Naples, Florida right now. Hoppa with 10 points. Great kid. 64-56. Hoppa with the first of 1-1, nothing but net. Hoppa before that shot was 79 of 103. So he's been there before. Second shot is no good. Rebound comes down to Huntington's King. 9-point lead for Maryville. 8:20 left to go. Jeez. 2-point basket.
Keontae Pines with that basket for Huntingdon.
65-58. Songster inside to Noakes. Noakes out to Estes for three, and that was a big three.
Nice job. He found Colt Noakes found him out there alone. Now we've left Keontae Pines alone for the three, back the other way.
This guy has some unusual rules. 68-31.
Okay. 30-second timeout taken by Huntingdon.
And the official said that's in place of the
media timeout.
Which would have been a minute.
Well, but the teams are sitting on the bench, so okay.
So
it's a full timeout, I guess.
68-61 with 7:44 left to go. Leading all scorers is Caleb Estes with 15. Noakes 12. Hoppa 11. Amir Bowman 9. Songster 8. King for the Huntington Hawks has 10. Pines with 10. Chadwick with 10. McLean with 10. So those top four people for Huntington, 10 each. Little pep talk by Coach Placeris. Yeah, that was a mistake by Emir Bowman, who left Pines wide open.
Left him wide open and never even thought about it, I don't think.
Bowman didn't know he was behind him. Bowman was looking for him up the end of the court.
Well, and that's a rare mistake is what I was thinking. Amir doesn't normally do that. So once a year, I guess, is okay.
7:44 left to go. 68-61 Maryville. Estes taking it up the court. Noakes, and the ball is taken away on the turnover. Good job by Huntingdon. King going to come up.
We picked up defensively on this play.
And he tip in good by Brandon McLean, and it's a 5-point lead down from 10. 5-0 run.
Two players went for the goal, toward the goal, and nobody boxed out. Now we got to travel on Caleb Estes right here in front of us.
Another turnover, 3 in a row. 7:06.
It's a 5-point game.
It'll be King inbounding the ball. 7:05 left to go. 5-point lead for Maryville. Huntingdon making a run. And it's taken away by Maryville's, and then taken away again by Boyd. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound comes down and blocked. McLean on the ground. Foul was on Songster. Oh, Hopper.
It's on Hopper.
Going to the line will be Brandon McLean, 61% free throw shooter. It's a 5-point lead with 6:40 left to go in this game. And Huntingdon keeps hanging around, and you hate to see that.
That's scary.
Maryville was up 10, 68-58. And now this could cut it to 3.
What, a minute and a half ago, I think?
7 points in a row if they make this shot. And he does. And it's a 3-point game, down from 10. Songster going to get it to Estes.
And calmly, we're just going to go back to work. That's what Randy teams do.
And it's going to be a foul, and I believe McLean.
I believe you're right. It is.
And Songster will go to the line.
3 on McLean.
Songster, again, a very good free throw shooter. Songster with 8 points today, and he's 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Songster puts that one in, and it's a 4-point lead. 69-65. Coach Placeras telling Hoppa, lead these kids. Coach, but we're all juniors.
Well,
70-65.
they're pretty good juniors.
Yeah.
Well, nice move to get open, but he missed the shot. Nice hustle to get the rebound.
And blocked from behind, and then they make the call.
On
That's
Hoppa.
Hoppa again.
Hoppa, it's your rebound. You gotta get back in the rebound.
Brandon McLean going to the line.
McLean, 6'7", 220 from Ellenwood, Georgia. 73 of 120 before today. And he'll make that a little better. In 11, Aaron Washington going in.
Press offense, here we go.
McLean makes that one, and it's 70-67, 3-point lead.
3-point lead, 6:10 to play.
Caleb Estes is going to come up. Mira Bowman. to Estes, to Hoppa, to Bowman. Going to go to the line. He'll put up 2 off the backboard.
The graceful layup.
There's a 3-point shot. Good. By Cam Boyd.
Cam
and
Boyd.
It's a 2-point lead now.
5:30 to go.
The deficit cut by 8.
It's harder to move and make your cuts and stay with the
Gonna get a
guy
shot.
defensively.
Foul. I believe it is on 11. It was. That's
Aaron
Washington.
It's his second.
Going to the line will be Calvin Songster from Science Hill High School. 5:18 left to go. Puts
Nice
that
shot.
in.
Songster, an 83% shooter on the year, so he's one that we'd like to have there.
King going back in the game, and out comes Washington. Songster misses that one. Rebound comes down to McLean.
We're back in
3-point
the
game.
3-point game,
One
except they got the
possession.
ball.
One possession.
McLean with the layup.
Maryville wanted to walk but didn't get it. And this is one where you feel it slipping away, and Maryville just has to play.
Well, they got to keep doing what they've been doing.
Yeah, and they haven't. They've quit.
Yeah.
Quit pressuring them. Jump shot, no good. Rebound, tipped away. Says it's off Maryville, and coming back down the court, Huntingdon can take the lead with 4:30 left to go.
Daquan Summers checks in for Maryville, a 6'1 sophomore from Nashville.
Big play here for both teams.
Looks like a 1-3-1 defense.
And the basket's good, and a foul. And
Daquan, that's 5. It is.
Summers comes out.
Calvin Songster will replace him.
73-74. The Hawks lead Maryville with 4:22 left to go. Going to the line to make it a 3-point play is Brandon McLean. McLean's made his last 3 foul shots in a row, I believe.
Missed that one.
Noakes with the rebound. Maryville needs to come up and big play for both sides. Huntingdon trying to knock off Maryville. Nine seconds. Noakes.
5-4 on the shot clock.
3-point shot at the buzzer, no good. Rebound tipped away, comes up to Huntingdon. Good defense by Huntingdon. Boyd with 3:40 left to go in the game. And a 1-point lead, Huntingdon has the ball. 3-point shot, good! By
Keontae
Pines.
They're up by 4.
4-point lead with 3:25 left to go.
Now, at the next dead ball, we've got a full timeout with the media timeout.
Songster pulls up, shoots the 3, no good. Rebound comes down to the Hawks, and the basket's closed for Maryville. Hawks getting everything with 3 minutes left to go and a 2-possession lead. Got to stop here if you're Maryville. Maryville led by 10 at one point.
Well, he lost it.
Maryville calls a timeout. 2:47 left to go.
I'm sure we'll call a 30-second timeout, and it'll be upgraded by the media.
So we go out to the media, 77-34. Guys, it was 65-55.
With about 7:40, I think, to play.
And since then, Maryville has scored 8 points.
8 points, and they've scored 22.
Yep.
So we have 2:47 left to go. Maryville will have the ball. All we got to do is outscore them by 5 in the next 2:47. That's all it takes.
Just have to get one. Get this first one, right?
Yes, one at a time. We're definitely kind of cold from the floor. We got to get re-energized right now, whatever that takes.
Yeah, they lost their energy when they got up to the 10-point lead. They just
They did. Maybe the timeout will help.
2:47 left to go. 10 team fouls. Maryville was in the double bonus. 8 for the Huntingdon Hawks, and the Hawks are outplaying Maryville right now. And as I said, it's a 22-8 run by the Hawks.
Looks like full court man-to-man.
Bringing it up the court for Maryville. Estes directing traffic. Hoppa pulls up, shoots the 3, and that's going to be short. Noakes said got the ball, but they say it was on the baseline.
I think he was out of bounds and then came back in and got the ball.
77-73, a 2-point possession. 2-possession game for Maryville. This is Boyd. Kicks it outside to King. King off the pick. Shot up around the rim, tipped away, picked up by Maryville, and we got a foul. And nothing's going right for Maryville.
It's on Amir.
I certainly didn't see what happened.
Me either.
If everybody's jumping for the ball, you certainly don't want to call it, or shouldn't call it. That's okay. It's a 4-point lead. Maryville has just gone stone cold on the floor, and a lot of it has to do with the red shirts. Huntingdon shot good, and McLean has got 21 points, and he has just eaten Maryville up at the free throw line. 5-point lead with 2:12 left to go. Plenty of time still, but Huntingdon is playing some really good defense. 2-possession game, 79-73, 2:11 left to go. Maryville has to get some urgency because they haven't been playing with any. .12 on the shot clock. Hoppa takes a 3-pointer, misses it. The rebound comes down to the Hawks. 73-79.
There was not a lot of movement on offense there for Maryville. I know we're tired.
Amir with the steal. Bowman with the steal.
And the foul.
He grabbed him. That's an intentional foul.
I don't think we're going to get it, though.
Intentional foul not called. It goes against Boyd.
That's 3 on Boyd. So Amir will go to the line for 2 shots. Both teams are in the double bonus now, so all fouls are going to result in 2 shots unless there's a made basket.
The referee said he fouled him before he grabbed him. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to blink at that too. Amir Bowman going to the line. And he'll make that one, and it's 79-74, 1:34 left to go. Time running out for the Scots. The Hawks have put it to them. Played a great game defensively, and Maryville went cold. Bowman puts that one in.
Okay. Now we need to have some good defensive pressure here. Oh, he walked.
And the turnover by Bryant Reed.
Reed stumbled before the ball was thrown into him, so that when he caught the ball, I think he was still recovering from his stumble.
1:33 left to go. Getting the placement of the ball correctly.
Okay.
1:33 left to go. Maryville down by 4. And we got a foul.
Okay.
By Boyd. Excuse me, by Reed. That's
Reed.
his second. And if you're Maryville, you got to like this because you can score without time being run off the clock.
You just got to take advantage of him. Caleb Estes is 2 for 2 at the line this game.
Estes 75% from the free throw line. 55 of 72. Make it 73. 3-point, 1 possession game.
Big shot right here. We can cut it to 2.
Shot goes up and it's in.
It's in.
So it's a 2-point game, 1:26 left to go. Maryville going to put pressure on everybody.
They got him trapped in the corner.
And I don't know what happened because I couldn't see.
I can't either.
But it went Maryville's way.
I think it was a walk. I think he traveled. So credit that to the pressure either way.
2 in a row. Goes to Bowman. Bowman to Hoppe. Hoppe inside to Noakes.
Oh, get in there.
Foul. There's no 30 on the court.
40. It's
40.
on Brandon McLean,
Okay.
and that's his
Fourth.
fourth.
So a 2-point lead for Huntingdon. 1:17 left to go. Maryville with 2 consecutive traps resulting in turnovers by Huntingdon. Colton Oakes. He'll make that one. Gets every bit of the rim.
He's now 3 for 3 at the line this game.
Noakes 64% from the field. He's got 12 points. 1:17 left to go. Colton Oakes trying to tie the game up. And he does. 79-79.
That was exciting. Minute 17. We got to do it again. We got to keep going. They break the press.
1:12 left to go. Tie score, 79-79. Reed with the ball. Gets it out high to Pines. And knocked away by Maryville. Ball on the ground. Picked up by Maryville.
54 seconds to go.
Estes with the ball. Estes going to go to the line.
And he draws. Are they going to call that a charge?
Yep.
They sure are.
No way. Estes' first foul. 41 seconds left. Maryville can get the ball back. That was
That's 5. I thought I heard a whistle.
he had 2-on-1 right there. King just had to look up the court. He could have went straight down the court.
Could have, yes. 30 seconds now.
79-79. King with the ball.
12 on the shot clock.
King going to go to the line and lay it up, puts it in.
Okay.
19 seconds left to go.
Scots need to look to tie. We're going to call a timeout here. 14.1 seconds to go.
Not a good 14 seconds left to go.
Full timeout, I guess.
So you just got to get a 2-point play here. Huntingdon. So some great defense, a great offensive play right there by Isaiah King. King with 12 points. Brandon McLean, 22 points, 6 of 8 from the free throw line.
I think that the Scots want, the three-point shots enticing to try to win, but lately we've had really good success either driving or hitting the foul shots. So I think the Scots want to try to have some kind of a drive. I'm thinking anyway. Of course, Randy's coached 1,013 more games than I have. So
14 seconds left to go. Huntingdon by 2, 81-79. Huntingdon want to pull off an upset here. Maryville without a senior out there on the floor. 14 points, 14 seconds left to go. 10 fouls on both teams. Double bonus. Referee with some instructions, and here we go. Goes to Hoppa on the rebound. To Songster. And we got a foul. Number 24. Pines, his fourth. So Songster, with 7 seconds left to go, going to try to make 2 free throws here to tie the game.
From Huntingdon's point of view, that may not have been a bad foul.
Give him some time left.
Right.
But you foul your best foul shooter.
That's not the guy they really wanted to foul. True.
Songster going to try to tie the game. And he does. The game's tied with 7 seconds left to go. And we got a timeout by Coach Caleb Kimbrough. 7.2 seconds left to go. Score 81-81. Maryville was up by 10. And then Huntingdon came back. They were up by 5 with just about 2 minutes left to go. And Maryville has tied the game.
They were up by 6?
They were up by 6.
Yeah. So the press got us back into the game real quick, and
all five of Maryville's starters are in double figures. Estes 17, Noakes 14, Bowman 13, Songster 12, Hoppa 10. For the Huntingdon Hawks, it's Brandon McLean, 22 points. Conte Pines with 13, Isaiah King 12, and Scotty Chadwick 10. If I'm Coach Kimbrough, I give the ball to Isaiah King.
Definitely.
And
So
let him
should
drive.
the Scots put pressure on? And
I don't know. Yeah,
I guess not. We're not doing it.
maybe they are. We'll see.
Okay.
They got 2 guys down here on number 40.
2 on 40, so we're not defending the inbound passer.
They give it to King. King, tipping, regulation, over.
We're going to overtime.
And so
Well,
81-81.
Scots are on an 8-2 run in the last minute 17. I know that, or minute 49. So I think we've got the momentum, and we'll see what happens.
Well, we want to thank our key sponsors for the season: Blunt Partnership, Jasper Highlands, Premier Transportation, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. One thing that's not good about this game for Maryville is they got a game tomorrow, and they have expended a lot of energy today.
That is true, and certainly Colton Oaks has. And, of course, LaGrange, I believe they're at Berea today, so they're going to be expending some energy too, I'm sure. I don't know what the score on that one is, but
5 minutes in overtime. Possession arrow goes.
well, there'll be a new jump ball.
Okay.
There'll be a new jump ball to start the overtime, and it's a 5-minute period. Both teams get in a an extra full timeout. And, of course, if you're still tied, you're playing another one.
Well, 81-81. Maryville was up by 10. Huntingdon was up by 6 with just 2 minutes left to go. And Maryville with some good defense, and then Huntingdon with some good defense. So, who's tired? That's the question.
That's true. I think everybody's tired, to be honest with you.
Amir Bowman going to go in center court with Brandon McLean. McLean 6'7", Bowman 6'3".
Ball's up.
Amir Bowman had to tip up, and then I didn't think he knew he could tip it again.
I think what they're discussing right now is which way to set the arrow, and
Sets it to Maryville.
It goes to Maryville.
Since the first possession actually went to
Huntingdon.
The
question was, did Amir have possession of the ball?
81-81. We are in overtime here, Huntingdon and Maryville. And Amir Bowman knocks the ball away. Noakes picks it up quickly. Estes down the court. Songster pulls up, shoots the three, and he nails it.
Not only is the made shot great, but the hustle getting down the court. We haven't seen that since we took that 10-point lead.
Ball in the hands of Pine. Pine going to throw it up. Basket good. This referee is killing us. Foul going to be on who?
Caleb
10.
Estes. It's his second.
Referee did a good job there, actually. In the game goes Scotty Chadwick. So 84-83, trying to make it a three-point play will be Keontae Pines. And Pines with 13 points. And he will make that one.
Tie game.
Pines, a 6'3", 190-pound junior. Came to Huntingdon by way of Nebraska Wesleyan. We are in overtime, and the tie is scored 84-84. 2-3 zone set up by the Hawks.
Maryville's moving again on offense. That's exciting.
Songster for three. Noakes with the tip in.
Oh.
Noakes gets knocked to the ground. Of course, there's no call. Noakes on the ground. It's overtime, 84-84.
3:49 to play. Colts up.
Malcolm Walker's going to go in to take his place.
An impromptu timeout there.
Well, Coach Kimbrough wisely called his players down there to talk to them, which is a smart thing to do. 84-84, 3:49 left to go in the game.
Getting close to 5 seconds.
They call it.
So that turnover will help. It's a tie score.
Coach
Maryville
Kimbrough said he
ball.
called the timeout. And the referee says, you got to tell me to call the timeout.
Yeah.
Tell it to me. Turnover, 84-84 Maryville. Songster in the corner. He'll go baseline. And you got a hold by number 32, Cam Boyd, his fourth.
That's 4.
And going to the line will be Calvin Songster. Again, Songster with 16 points, 7 for 8 from the free throw line. Songster shoots 83%. And he'll put that one in. Maryville up by 1, 85-84. Songster makes it 2 points, 86-84. Maryville with full pressure. It's Boyd with the ball. Hand off to Reed. Goes to King.
The foul's on Malcolm Walker.
I don't see what the foul was for, but
That'll send McLean to the line. He'll have 2 shots.
and McLean, big time, 22 points today. 6 of 8 from the free throw line today. He'll miss that one. 3:27 left to go. In
Scotty
goes
Chadwick checking in.
86-84. McLean, second shot goes in. It's a 1-point game. Maryville 86-85 with 3:25 left to go in the game. We are in overtime here at Maryville. Estes, back and forth. Hoppa goes inside to Estes. Estes back out to Bowman for 2, misses it, and Bowman gets his own rebound.
Fresh 30 on the shot clock.
2:59 left to go. Ball comes out to McLean. And Emir Bowman steals the ball from behind.
Wow.
86-85, 2:37 left to go. And the ball tipped, picked up by McLean, and it's King going the other way. Ball is blocked. Shot goes up and good. 87-86.
Huntingdon wanting a foul on that play, and there may have been.
2:12 left to go. It's been quite a ball game so far today. Still in doubt. Huntingdon by 1. Hopper going to shoot a 3, and he misses it. And it goes.
Oh!
And there's a foul. Not intentional.
Isaiah King picks up the foul.
That's his second.
Caleb Estes goes to the line for 2 shots.
Estes 75% from the free throw line. He'll tie the game at 87-87. Just under 2 minutes left to go, 1:58. The exact time on the game clock. Packed house today. Most of the fans behind us. Estes puts it in. Maryville with a 1-point lead and 1:58 left to go. They'll get it to King. He'll lay it up, and not much defense there.
No. Huntingdon back by 1. 1:43 to play.
2-3 zone. No. Yes. Songster. And he'll lay it up, and there'll be a foul. Number 30 or 40?
40.
That's 5 on McLean.
That is it. He's done. Wow. That's 23 points going to the bench.
And their biggest player, best rebounder. And he's jawing at the referee, and Going to the line will be Calvin Songster. Again, Songster with 3 fouls, 83% free throw shooter. Put Maryville in a tie, and he does.
He's 10 out of 11 at the line today.
18 points. Big thing, Brandon McLean out with 23 points.
That will help us.
1:27 left to go. Calvin Songster puts it in, and Maryville up by 1, 90-89, with 1:27 left to go in the game. Ball inbound to King. Reed up the court. Shot going to be good after the push-off by Cam Boyd. 1:09 left to go. Maryville down by 1. Estes to Hoppa to Songster. Songster.
Nice pass.
Assist to Noakes. And Maryville up by 1, 92-91. It's like a heavyweight fight.
It is.
Trading punches. Ball comes to Boyd. Boyd loses the ball right at the baseline with 10 seconds.
I think he lost the ball and Emir grabbed it, but Emir was on the baseline.
34 seconds left in the game, in the overtime period. And we got a timeout. Maryville called the timeout.
Full timeout.
So 92-91 Maryville with 34 seconds left. So the ball will go to Huntingdon on the inbound pass. Possession arrow is with Maryville. So Songster now 20 points. Estes with 19. Brandon McLean of Huntingdon with 23, but he's got 5 fouls. He is fouled out. Keontae Pines, 18 points. Isaiah King, 14 points.
I'm watching the Scots on the bench here, and Colt Noakes is getting some ice to the face. His treatment for that play on the baseline earlier. I think he's okay, though.
So Coach Lambert and Coach Kimbrough have drawn up their plays. 92-91, Maryville leading with 34 seconds left to go. The ball is under the offensive basket for Huntingdon, and they need to get the ball inbounds with 34 seconds left. And here we go. They get it right inbounds. Shot goes up, and it is no good. Rebound comes to Maryville.
Colt Noakes got whacked in the head, but
And they're going to foul Estes with 21 seconds left.
nice job by Colt to get that rebound. He didn't end up with the ball, but he was able to tip it so that it stayed alive.
And he got pounded in the head again. Estes. Now, with 21 seconds left to go, Estes needs to make at least 1, but 2 would be nicer.
That's true.
Estes, 75% from the free throw shoot. He misses that one. And Estes, 75% free throw shooter. Maryville up by 1. Maryville up by 2 now with 21 seconds left to go.
Can't
Huntington,
give up the 3.
yeah, and he can't foul. Goes to King. King in the corner for 3. Misses the shot. Rebound comes to Boyd. Boyd puts it up. No good. Rebound. Bowman. Bowman gets fouled. With 6 seconds left to go, Maryville up by 2.
Trey Livingston, number 44, picked up the foul. That'll be his 4th.
You got 6 seconds left to go.
Amir's 3 for 3 out of 5 at the foul line today.
And Bowman shoots 68% from the free throw line. Guess he's going to call an instant timeout, and he'll miss the first one.
And they do take a timeout.
Before he takes his second shot. 93-91 with 6 seconds left to go. So if you make the shot, do you foul him? You put a
if you
free
make the shot, that puts us up by 3.
And do you foul him?
There are those that say that that's the thing to do, so that they would have 2 shots at the line, and then that would make it more difficult for Huntingdon to make the first, miss the second, and get the rebound. So let's see what happens.
Well, we've got plenty of time, 6 seconds left. Yeah, coach is saying no fouls, and we don't want to give up a 3, of course.
Right.
Now, they shot a 3 last time, as in the corner, Isaiah King was all by himself.
He was all alone.
And, you know, as a coach, you go back over the game, you say, oh, if we did this here, we did this here. What counts is what you do in the next 6 seconds.
Next one, right.
Bowman going to take a shot here. Caleb Kimbrough trying to ice him, but it gives Amir his breath back.
Well, that's true, too.
And he misses that shot. Rebound comes down to Huntington. 3-point shot at the buzzer, and he makes it.
Good.
And he makes it.
Wow.
And he makes it. Huntington with the shot at the buzzer.
Keontae Pines, I believe, with the make.
Good game.
It was.
At the buzzer, 94-93. Maryville missed 2 free throws in the end, but Huntington comes up with a 3-point shot at the buzzer.
Well, and like you said, you leave them in the game and you let them hang around,
That's
and
right.
there they are.
That's right.
So Scotts will come back tomorrow, play LaGrange, and we'll start all over.
94-93, 3-point shot right at the end of the game by Keontae Pines, and Huntington pulls off the upset, beats Maryville, and Maryville goes to, after 21 consecutive victories in their home court, they're going to start all over again. 94-93. Let's take a quick break. Final score, Huntington 94, Maryville 93. A 3-point shot by Huntington's Livingston. Excuse me, that 3-point shot was by Pines. So the overtime game. Maryville has a game tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the men, and they'll play LaGrange. And the question tomorrow will be, can they rest up between now and then after this grueling game? Because it was, and it took a great effort by Huntingdon. Congratulations to them and Coach Kimbrough and his staff. They beat Maryville 94-93.
That's true, absolutely. It's a great day for Huntingdon, and you can't take away from that. They came in here with a plan, they executed it, and they did what it took to win in the end. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, it was a good game, and they went for the win. And Maryville cut off their drive to the basket, which was what they should have done. And the second thing they should do is not give up the three, which we heard Coach Lambert say. But Huntingdon got free off the pick, which was legal,
right,
and you get the three-point shot. And then you could back up and say, well, if you did this, you did this. The bottom line is Huntingdon did what they needed to do to win today, 94-93. Leading all scorers was Brandon McLean, who fouled out in the last 2 minutes of the game. He had 23 points. Keontae Pines with that game-winning three-point shot, he had 21. Isaiah King had 14. Scotty Chadwick with 10. And on the Maryville side, it's Caleb Estes with 20, a career high. Calvin Songster with 20. Colton Oaks with 16. Amir Bowman with 13. Hopper with 10. Maryville, we're going to come down. There we go. Maryville going to get the stats right now. Thank you, sir. Maryville shoots 41.8%, 28 of 67. And the Hawks shoot 37 times, makes 37 baskets, 37 of 71. 9 of 18 from the free throw line. Maryville from the three-point line. Maryville 9 of 25. Maryville took 38 foul shots, 28 were in. The Hawks took 16 foul shots, 11 went in. And Maryville had its chances, and so did the Hawks, and the Hawks took advantage of it.
Well, that's true. 52% from the floor for the whole game. That's quite impressive for Huntingdon.
Yes. And Huntingdon, their three-point percentage is right at 39. So they did very well. And a lot of it came there just in that 5-minute stretch before the last couple of minutes.
That's true.
And then Maryville comes back with some great defense, but Huntingdon persists. Let's get Coach Lambert in here to talk about today's game, and I know he's not going to want to say a whole lot, but we'll see what he has to say.
Thank you.
I'll put your mic on in a second. You ready? Okay, Coach Lambert, tough game, 94-93 to Huntingdon, and not much to say.
No. Oh, George, you know, times like this, I'm glad I'm a mature adult. And you just have to say that it's a basketball game.
Let's talk about Huntington's game plan coming in.
Huntington's game plan was okay. Maryville's game plan was okay. You know, their kids played with a little more spirit than I think our guys did. They executed when they needed to, and they shot the ball extremely well. We gambled way too much. You know, it's funny, I talked earlier in the week about discipline and how important it is to, you know, stay with your man, don't gamble. You know, it's inner discipline. It's not necessarily team discipline, but it's inner discipline. And we just gave them way too many good looks. And the last play was a total breakdown. You know, I'm not going to call out any names. It shouldn't have gotten down to the last play. But, you know, there was just a gamble, rotation, gamble, left the shooter wide open. So that's definitely not what the intentions are going into it. But, you know, Georgia, we've had a great year, and I don't want this game to take away from that. You know, it's our first loss in 2 years here.
Yep.
First loss in 2 years.
21 games.
Yeah, 21-game win streak at home. And Huntington
Well,
played hard.
you got to think that they said we have to win this game. This is our World Series. This is our conference.
Yeah.
We're not going into any extra postseason, so let's go out and lay it all out on the table.
Yeah.
And apparently they did.
And that's that's credit to them. A lot of times at this point in time of the year, people teams will just tank it. They're looking forward to the season being over with, but they didn't. And they did a great job, and I'm sure they came in with hey, we got a chance to play the number one team in the league. We got a chance to beat that team, and so the hard thing about it is we got to get over it because we got to play again tomorrow. You don't sit and you don't worry about that. You go on and get ready to play in the next one. So hopefully our guys will come in a better frame of mind, and we'll be able to play better basketball tomorrow.
Thanks, Coach Lambert. Appreciate
Thank
it. Maryville loses today here at home, and first time in 21 games, 94-93. Greg Judkins, your final thoughts on this game for Maryville?
Well, I'm going to try to be optimistic, George, and say that maybe by losing today we'll get the message through and we'll come back and know that we're not an automatic winner in this conference, and this will be a positive thing and help us win in the future. So I hope so.
3 o'clock game tomorrow right here, LaGrange against Maryville at 3 p.m. I'll be back tomorrow as well. Maryville loses today 94-93. See you tomorrow, 3 p.m.